Well, I spoke too soon, and I had eyeballed where Earth's position was, and using this planetary diagram, I did not draw any vectors. I did not carefully scrutinize. Had thought that the 90-degree alignment with the brown dwarf was going to come sooner. When the quakes didn't materialize, I assumed it was because this thing is just getting out of here too high and too fast and too far. However, we're starting to see a quake swarm start. We had a sizable 6.7 in the Middle East. So if that starts your alignment quakes, then you're expecting in 14 days to have another quake, at least 6.7. 10 to 14 days, 6.7, if not higher, 7.0, 7.2. And you can see where we have diagrammed using the Earth alignments during a May swarm of earthquakes and a July swarm. We vectored the alignments and came up with a theoretical position of this brown dwarf, and where the vectors crossed was where we drew a circle, and that circle was awfully close to our estimate of the orange circle. Now when we vector the 90 degrees, you see that second oval, that second circle is where that brown dwarf is today. And we're using that 6.7 earthquake as a starting point. So when we did a 90 degree off of today's position, the relative position of that brown dwarf is right where it should be, adhering to that model put out by Robert Harrington, Chief of Naval Astronomy, rest in peace. So you can see where the vectors crossed in July, gave us a really good positional fix on that brown dwarf, and the 90 degree vectoring today really does point you in the right direction. So this thing's going to fly within another year by Uranus and kind of over the top. But meanwhile, what we're looking for is the entire mid-Atlantic ridge to start shifting. It's not doing anything right now. So that's a bold prediction. You're looking at 6-7 quakes, 5 magnitude, 10 kilometers depth. You're also looking for our super volcanoes to start rumbling. That would be Yellowstone, Long Valley. And the reason these 90 degree alignments are geoeffective is because it's just basic physics. The magnetic field of any object is stronger when you're 90 degrees to the direction of the magnetic field. And so when you have Earth lining up with two very powerful magnetic objects, one being the Sun, the other a brown dwarf, or even the Sun and Jupiter, that 90 degree alignment exerts maximum magnetic force upon the Earth, and together they exert a lot of tidal influence. So the tugging at 90 degrees to one another affects the Earth's motion, it affects its position, it affects its orientation, and the tidal forces itself will tug and relax on the tectonic plates themselves. So this quake swarm started with a 6.7, a big quake. We've had some precursors 6.0s, but generally at the end of an alignment you should see something 6.7, if not larger.